Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ohio Anime. Ohio gozaimasu, irashaimase. My name is John, and we're ready for another anime podcast. Phil's here, looking comfortable and, lumberjacky, I guess. They kind of... How's it going?
Good. How about you?
Good. You sound distant. Where is your microphone?
Good. How about you?
That's better. Except you talked quiet then. You
Good. How about you?
There you go. Yeah.
All right. I'll try to.
Yeah, it's going pretty well.
Good.
It's been a little while since we've had a show. Trying to catch up here. We had I think a couple of the regular Popcasts on the Rock shows back to back. We finally finished out the Alien franchise, watching through that
Nice.
in universe timeline, and the only thing we have to do yet is Alien Earth. We kind of skipped over that part, but
Nice.
Otherwise, so we're back with this. Hopefully, we get on more of a regular cadence again. We're here tonight to wrap up season 2 of Hell's Paradise. So we'll see what we think with that. Have you been watching much for anime? I mean, there's all kinds of new stuff that's showing up constantly now that looks interesting.
Yeah.
I just don't know where.
Agreed. There is a lot of new stuff coming out, and there's, I think, new seasons of shows coming out that aren't maybe out yet, but I'm looking forward to. I haven't watched much lately, primarily because the World Cup has been going on, and I've been watching a ton of soccer.
So you need to see that little stand by you to your left. You have a little stand. Yes. You should take that and put it in front of you, and then put your microphone on it.
Yeah. I mean, is it causing distortion issues or just?
Yeah, well, because you're touching the handle and stuff, then it's like little pops and.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
There we go.
How's that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Perfect. There we go.
Great. Excellent. All right.
Okay.
Well, fair enough. So I've been watching a lot of soccer, but but I mean to get back into anime, and there's definitely some good shows coming out. Hey, Andrea. I don't know if you guys noticed or knew, but they put out 3 special episodes of Lord of Mysteries.
Oh, okay. No, I did not.
You go into there. There's they're dropping a week at a time. So I think the first 2 are out. I watched the first one, most of the first one, but it was super late at night. I need to watch it again. But they're kind of like side episodes, sort of. I think. But
are they longer?
No.
Other thing? No, they're just
normal length episodes. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think they're part of the main storyline.
All right. Well, we should probably get on that, I guess. People definitely seemed interested in Lord of Mysteries on here. So.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Andrea, welcome. Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh, no. I just actually, are we going to talk about, these shows, John, you were talking about coming out, new shows coming out. I just got I gotta find my list here. It's not out yet, but the show coming out looks really good. Speaking of,
well, there's lots of stuff coming up, and that's part of why I'm not super anxious to jump into some of these new ones.
Sure.
What's that?
Black Torch, I think it's called.
Black what?
Torch.
Oh, okay. I saw that.
There
we are. Yeah. I just know that, for me, Ghost in the Shell is coming up soon, and I'm gonna definitely be into that. And then we have a poster put out just today or whatever for the new Cyberpunk Edge Runners season 2.
Yep, I saw that.
Good.
So it's. I know it's just not like it used to be. you'd be reliant on Toonami or maybe a DVD you find someplace or whatever, or you'd be at a con and you'd be exposed to something. It's like, okay, I gotta pick up the DVD of that or whatever.
Right.
It's just you gotta ignore stuff, or you're just gonna have the FOMO and what is this? What is this? I can't spend all my time. So I can choose, but So if you guys, you're watching soccer mostly, I know you're doing some of that too,
we have watched some Wit Chat, continue to watch Wit Hat Atelier, but that's mostly it.
Okay. All right.
I'm sadly about in the same boat as Phil.
You guys have been watching World Cup 2, you said, Andrea, or no?
Yeah.
You haven't? Nice. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I picked up some stuff so I could watch a little bit of it. It's really not happening much. I turn it on in the background a little bit here and there, I guess. But yeah.
Well, I mean, the biggest one, I mean, for the casual fan who maybe lives in the United States and is a fan of the United States generally, or a citizen of the United States, and wants to generally anyway, the U.S. plays.
Say the word generally again. I could see you trying to avoid it. You're like, I've said it too much. I can't do it again.
The U.S. plays Wednesday night at 7 against Bosnia and Herzegovina for the first round of the knockout games.
Knockouts, yep.
So that one's, I mean, they're favored to win, but anything can happen in the World Cup. So
yeah,
should be good.
I mean, as evidence in their game against Turkey, obviously that was a bit of a surprise, I think, to everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I've been following things pretty closely because I'm just like, a obsessed person that I like will just find something to become obsessed about. So World Cup in the last few weeks has been it.
Yep.
So, podcasts and just watching, anyway, the U.S. played essentially their JV B squad for a variety of reasons. So, I mean, if they had played their normal starting lineup, I do think they would have beaten Turkey.
Well, yeah. And I think their other problem was injuries. I mean, they were just barely fielding the team that they had out on the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think that was a shock to everybody, just the level of injuries. And obviously, like you said, not their star lineup, but it is troublesome if something happens to the main lineup. I think everybody was just concerned at the amount and the severity of injuries that people were fighting through from Team USA in that game.
Yeah, I mean, so Christian Pulisic had been out with a calf injury, although he played in that game some in the second half, so he's kind of fully recovered. I think the big thing I heard was that they had 4 of their main starters that they can't do without on yellow card, and so they really, if they had gotten a yellow card in that Turkey game, they'd been out for the next game, and that there's the
exactly
the Turkey game didn't count for anything really. They were already locked up the first. The top of the group, and the Turkey had already been eliminated. So really, it was a good time to play backups. But yeah, so I mean, I think they're in a good. I think they've been able to give the starters a chance to rest and get off their yellow cards, because now they're no longer. Now it all reset. The yellow cards and red cards and stuff reset. So I think they're actually in good shape going into the Bosnia game. So, but. Crazy things can happen, and when it's one and done, so yeah, but it should be good.
One thing that struck me in the little bit that I've watched is how truly embarrassing it is for so many teams to flop so much. They get kicked a little bit and they just feign injury. It's really embarrassing. It's they should do something about it, in my opinion, because I can't look at them honestly. Different teams seem worse at it than others or whatever, but they need to do something where it's just if you fall down claiming injury, embracing your calf and doing the whole Peter Griffin, then you have to sit out. You don't get to play stops for you. You have to sit out for, I don't know, whatever the time needs to be, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Take your pick. You can't play again because clearly you're very injured, get off the pitch.
They're-
Someone else is going to take your place because it's I can't, there's not a better word than embarrassing. There's the professional athletes, they get tapped on the calf and they're just down for the count until nobody, nothing's done about it. So I pop back up and here we go again.
Sure.
Ridiculous.
I have a couple thoughts on that. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't disagree. For number one, if they're down long enough, they actually have to get like medical crew out there, or like trainers to come and help them off field. They do have to stay out for a few minutes.
Sure.
But it's like there's like a certain length of time that they are like have been.
They have to be down. Yeah.
They have to be down for a certain period of time. People come out. Number two, I think other sports have their own versions of this sort of thing as well. Like you'll get superstars in like the NBA. Yep. Like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander he's a classic one where he will maybe it doesn't look the same. It's not like they're on the ground, but they'll be like, oh, I got fouled, and like superstars getting preferential treatment for
flailing,
pretending the guy shouldered me over. I mean, you do see it in other sports. And then number three, I think in soccer, it's like a cult. It's like a thing. It's like people do it, and then people know. Like all the teams do it. They know those people aren't hurt. It's the draw foul. So it does look silly, but it's like it's part of the game in professional and international level. We didn't do that when I was playing in like high school. We weren't like. I mean,
I mean, it has some integrity.
Well, I get it, but it's just like part of the culture.
It's become
of the game.
a thing. It's become a thing, and it needs to be reversed. Like make it a thing.
It's always been kind of that way, I think.
I think it
was like that.
Yeah, I think it's become like a cultural thing. It's gotten worse. And I'm, part of me is split because, gosh, if it isn't hilarious when you put together a highlight reel of all of them just like flailing all over the place, it is funny. It is funny. But like, that's so different than like watching a soccer game and then, like you said, John, like, okay, I'm sitting here watching this person just like barrel roll down the whole length of the field, like, just from a love tap.
Yep.
It's that's different than, watching it just as a separate highlight reel later and being like, God, that is funny. Especially when you watch other people do it at the same time. So I don't know. I'm split. On the one hand, I actually find it very funny.
Oh, sure.
But on the other hand, I get it. It can be really annoying during a game. Just be like, can you just like play?
Yeah.
You're fine. I would be fine.
I would be kicked off the team, if that was a prerequisite. Oh yeah, just like.
Well, I think
it's not a prerequisite.
It's definitely not because some players definitely do it more than others, and I think you see some players who just don't like. That's not their thing. That's not their style.
And if it's too bad if it's a true flop, like they didn't get touched at all, and I've seen players get yellow cards for flopping for real. I saw in this World Cup. There's a guy who they showed on the replay. The ref looked at the replay, and the guy didn't really get touched at all, and he fell back like he did, and that guy got a yellow card. So I mean, there is true flopping. So and then they do penalize that. And sometimes it truly does hurt, like getting your foot because your cleats are so tight around your feet that if you get stepped on by another player with their cleats, that really hurts. Because there's not a lot of material actually between your foot and the other person's feet and cleats. Yeah, it's like a thin layer of leather or synthetic sports material.
I watched a guy get a soccer ball to his delicate. I was like, ooh, that really did look like.
There's a player in Canada who broke his leg. I mean, it can. Yeah. I had a friend in high school who got his leg broken trying to score a goal, and the goalie fell on him, snapped his leg in half.
Oh, that's mean. So, it is a rough sport, so you need to pretend when
Right. Some people really do get you get shouldered over or hip check a little bit there and pulled over. I mean, it can be a little bit.
Go head to head in a header.
Yep. I had a teammate and I in high school in practice. We were both going for a header. We were on different sides, but the sun was in both our eyes, and we jumped up at it. And we couldn't see the other, and we just slammed into each other. Oh my God! We both knocked the wind out of each other, and I mean, I'm not saying it's the most intense sport ever, or like, obviously there's a lot
Brutal,
more.
Yeah.
But some of that's a little unnecessary. But honestly, it's like, and sometimes it's like, hey, they got the ball, it was a clean tackle, and they still get fell, and that's not that's not necessarily a penalty. You'll see some guys sometimes sit on the ground and plays going on, and they're like, ugh. So they just get up and they go. But
right, that's the risk you take. Is play can definitely keep going if nobody thinks like something happened to you and you're looking for a foul, like. Then you're shorting your team a person for your theatrics,
and then they'll just hop up and they're all fine.
Yeah,
right.
They're almost always all fine. Like that's not, I don't even like worry like, oh, maybe they're hurt. Like in football, they don't usually do that unless they're actually hurt because play stops every play.
Yep.
It's just different. It's like just a different sport, and soccer is like. Hockey is a continuous sport too, where you're constantly going, but they sub on and off so frequently. I didn't realize this. I was talking to my father-in-law who used to play hockey or coach hockey, and he said that guys are only on the ice for like a minute and a half. They're constantly, you don't even realize, but they're constantly rotating on and off because it's such a high energy. Like you're like going all out the whole time. You can't just stay out there for 10 minutes. It's like that. It's not really a thing.
Yep.
I think that's funny. Like I would.
A while.
Yeah, I feel like soccer takes more conditioning than hockey does. I mean,
it's different.
Saying that as a person, who's played a little of both, and only through like middle to high school.
Yep.
I just feel I don't know. I know it's different, but I just feel like soccer, there's just so much more, and you don't get any assist. Like hockey, I feel like you do get a little bit of assist from like the glide of the skates.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And and soccer, you don't get that.
Yeah,
so
and you got your stick. You can kind of lean out a little bit.
Right,
right. Yeah, that's true. I think soccer is more like you're more like conditioned for like distance, and hockey is more like you're conditioned for like
sprinting all the time.
Fast sprinting, like fast spurts, and like big energy play. So, but yeah, I agree. Then you'll have some of that in soccer. A sprint for a goal or something like that. But or to stop a goal. But.
Well,
anyway,
when it comes to flopping, we don't want our podcast to be a flop. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and all the applicable places. Whether it's Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We're live right now. If you're watching it live on YouTube, Twitch, X, and Rumble, so take your pick. Any of those places, be appreciated. That was your cat making that noise, Phil?
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck is that noise going right now? And, hello, kitty.
It's Nina. It's purring. I don't know if you can hear her.
I think she's a very apt guest for our show tonight, little ninja warrior.
I agree.
Since we're talking.
You think so?
Yeah.
She's very nimble and.
I mean, her name's Ninja Warrior, so.
She's not graceful though, actually.
No. Just only part of that is her name.
Kind of a misnomer.
And black.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's all right. We're talking tonight about Hell's Paradise. Indeed, lots of ninja and shinobi and all that sort of thing. We've unfortunately been covering this pretty slow, but here we are now to finish out season 2. And I think generally we've been pretty favorable on this show mostly. So we've got the last, let's see, we're episode 22 through 25 specifically that we have to talk about tonight. Just as sort of a little catch up or recap as to where we're at. We're kind of in the, picking up in episode 22, we're kind of in the thick of it here where our group of us, Saemon, and criminals and everybody have formulated their plan of attack, and they're going in to take everyone on, try to get the elixir of life, get to the boat, and get out of Dodge. And so we're taking our time in each of these episodes to go through the inevitable confrontations that each team is going to have to deal with or to reach this goal. And I have to, I I just want to say, sort of up top of that, I've thought at going through this a little bit, like this feels appropriate for the structure of this show versus the last show we covered, really, is of Jujutsu Kaisen, where it sometimes seems like a structural pacing issue or whatever. Again, we just are sort of always moving forward with this, clear and understanding the goals and the, you know, things that are going to happen and all that sort of thing. And we can have our separate people that we spend different time with, so different and get different episodes that focus on different people. So the last time we were focused on our one-eyed pirates and little guy, you know, kind of two that have difficulty sensing Tao and being able to, because they can't, you know, you're helpless in this case, pretty much, if you can't control that, feel it, whatever. So
let's you just tear your own eye out.
Those things. Yep. Just like stop relying on sight so much.
Yep.
So,
right.
So we had sort of had that conclusion and the surprise betrayal of the brother. The brothers are back together now, and they've got to deal with a transformed enemy in front of them that's again a lot harder to deal with than the others, and that's where we pick up. So we get that episode, then we get Shion and his sort of backstory, and we get some catharsis there, and we'll continue on from there. But these last few episodes, Andrea, what did you overall think of them?
I mean, you know, not to be, you know, telling the audience more of the same, but I really enjoyed the episodes. I liked wrapping up our battle with Jufa and Taufa. I love their like combined transformation. I thought that they were super creepy and awesome, and it was very unique how they had different powers than I think the other Tenzin did, because they were two of them. So there were just like a lot of references to like splitting and recombining and, you know, flipping inside out to become like an opposite, you know, monster. Just cool stuff there. But then like, you know, that battle felt very different from Shion's battle, where he's trying to outlast somebody, and it's like a battle of endurance. He's just like, hey, I'm just gonna keep cutting you piece by tiny piece by tiny piece. And it was like not exciting. It was not big, you know, cinematic moments. It wasn't like explosion, you know, cool ninja trick, like very different pace, but very fitting for this character. And then we did move finally back to like Gabimaru and get that whole like, okay, totally switch it up, and we have two ninjas going at it, and they have all their tricks happening. So I felt like this show does battles really well, and they're very tailored to the kinds of skills that the characters have, and they don't all feel the same. They don't all look the same. The pacing of them is different. So I was really enjoying this, you know, switch up, because I think it could be too similar to each other, like JJK can do, and it all just kind of like bleeds together, and you're like, I'm not really sure why the fighting is happening anymore, but
right.
I really liked this.
Okay. Phil, what do you think? Agree, disagree?
Yeah, no, I agree with all the stuff you guys have both already said. Yeah, no, I really like this kind of the second half of this season, especially. I've liked the first half too, but it really kind of hit its stride, I think, when we started doing all these kind of. It's almost like it did this whole. It almost second half of the season is almost like the trope of a like a tournament arc, like a tournament battle arc, but set for this show, where it's like we're gonna have these different groups of Simon and convicts fight these different Tenzin in their normal form and in their flower form. Like it's like you get like these multi-layer like kind of battle royales, which are really cool, which I really like. Looking at it just kind of a simplistic way, which you guys know my little pea brain is kind of just looking at just like the simplest like what is this what is this like? What is this doing here? So I really enjoyed that. And then I like how they're also still having some, like, it's a pretty fairly simple story. Like on the surface, it appears to be a simple sort of story, but there's a lot more there, obviously. And then there's even some things that maybe they answered at the end, because I have to admit, I was trying like hell to catch up, but I'm like, I was like literally watching it the last episode as we were getting ready to like get on here. And I still have like 10 minutes of the final episode left. So, but like May, like in the flashbacks when all the other Tenzin are little kids, and then only the one Tenzin is like Shion. No, not Shion, is the Simon. The black-haired Tenzin who's like in charge of all the other ones.
Rian.
Rian. In the flashbacks, when Rian is like an adult and all the other Tenzin are kids, but May is also an adult. And it's almost like Rian and May were like a couple. That's how I kind of read those flashback episodes. It's like a family, mom and dad and all the kids. So I think May is one of like the OG Tenzin, like Rian.
Yeah.
And all the other ones are like the next generation. And maybe maybe they're the second generation. Maybe the other ones are third generation. Maybe what's this guy? What they call the Godfather or whatever.
Oh yeah, like their teacher or whatever.
Yeah, they talk about him, but you don't ever see him.
Yeah, I can't remember his name now.
The Grandmaster. They call him the Grandmaster.
Yeah,
the Grandmaster. Maybe he's the first generation Tenzin, and then Rian and May were the second generation, and then all the other ones are third generation. Kind of like how plants will have like offshoots of the mother plant or the original plant. But I also wonder if the Grandmaster is the same person as the shinobi master that is Gabimaru's like master. That dude is sketch. So I think there's like some connection back there. Like I think those two are maybe the same person.
Sure.
It seems very Grandmastery as well.
Yeah, I mean that's totally plausible. There's nothing I think right now that says that
couldn't be in that case.
You're right. Like that at least couldn't be a possibility for sure.
So also, why didn't Shion's Tenzin like transform into their like flower power instead of getting just sliced down like 100, 200 times?
Oh,
did they ever explain that? They didn't have the tan to do it or something.
That's the way I read it, but I don't remember if that was addressed specifically. You know,
you got him down, willed him down enough where he's like, "Oh crap, now I can't transform." No.
I think they. I mean, they were kind of hinting at it when they were talking about like, all the different ways that they could possibly think of to kill them. And they were like, what if you could just like wear them down, and they couldn't regenerate and they just you would whittle away their Tao and they would expend so much, trying to keep regenerating that they wouldn't have enough to transform. Yeah. So I think that was the idea. And they just kind of like hustled over the finer details.
Sure. Okay.
Because otherwise it would be like, I feel like that conversation where they're all talking about it, it could have gotten a little exposition-y. So I feel like that they were trying to like hustle through some of that to be like,
which is
we
fine.
don't want to,
Yeah. It's cool to see their their almost like evolved form, like flower evolution. So you want to simplify it, which I like to. But either way, it's still cool. Yeah. I think my overall thoughts are, it's not my favorite anime ever. I really like it a lot. It's definitely like up there and like my like ones I really enjoy. Like if I had a top, I don't know if it'd be in my like top 10 maybe, but I really like it. And it is a very unique show. Like the premise is very unique. I feel like it's a lot more unique than a lot of what's out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Just the way the flowers and the island and the samurai and the ninjas and it's just weird, but in a great way.
Okay. Yeah, I'm tempted to go back and look in the manga about this scene specifically with Shion and like the transformation or not, what they say in there specifically. Couple things. One, I agree with your observation that this is like their version of a sort of tournament arc kind of thing, but that's fitting for this world. And I think that's a pretty strong positive, or something can say is a strength of the show, because you look at something like Tojima that we covered, of course, it's a very different show, and they can just do things that are silly, but there's lots of shows that they ham fist or force a tournament style thing. Or they're just there for not all that particular interesting reasons. Hunter, it's like it's different things. You're getting a license basically, or it's I think this is a very different way. That's obviously not a formal tournament, but it's kind of what you're getting with it, and it feels satisfying and natural. Then
absolutely, it's 100% just part of the storyline and the flow of the show. It's not a formal tournament arc, but it gives that vibe without saying like we're having a tournament arc now.
And then it's a little to Andrea's point about the like how it could feel samey, the different battles, but they do a good job of catering them to the different characters and their abilities. I think it's the payoff of the kind of difficult, clunky exposition of whose powers are beat another's powers, who they're weak against, who they have resistance against, all that sort of thing. That's sort of the payoff we get, because it forces different types of battles to occur and different obstacles to achieve. So like even when someone's there that the Tenzin is weak against their type of energy, maybe they're the person that's a little less powerful, or the teamwork isn't there, or we see in the earlier episode here they're having to like hold hands while the slashes are made, so it's like a connection, like a battery sort of thing, like we connect them that way, or the way that the different people's Tao can regenerate or rejuvenate people. And so it really it was a lot of explaining, but now that it has been explained, it kind of makes sense, and it creates interesting dynamics.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I was a big downer on that episode, because I really did not love like the first layer of like, we have opposite Tau, but then also we have like elemental Tau that can like shift against this and that. And I was like, ooh, I don't know, maybe it was too deep. But yeah, now that it's paying off in the battle, I think of it a little bit differently. It still wasn't my favorite part of it. It still felt a little clunky, but I'm willing to like forgive that, because this part of it was cool. Like you said, Toma and Fuchi like holding hands to
cool.
slice. I really liked that, and having to trust each other. But then also here, looking at Gabimaru and Yuzuriha, like they clearly knew what they were doing. Like they weren't as clunky as the other team, and everybody kept trying to like be like, I'll do this. No, I'll do this. No, I'll be the leader. Stay back, move forward, trust him. He's going to do some crazy stuff. It was so chaotic. And I was like, oh my God, how are they ever going to do anything? But here, Gabimaru and Yuzuriha like clearly came in with a plan. They knew each other's strengths, weaknesses. They worked hot together as a team when they wanted to. But the drawback was like, okay, so Gabimaru is willing to go all the way and give up pretty much anything. And she's like, I'm really reserved about it. So the troubles of their partnership were so different.
We all knew that was going to happen. Or she's
of
like,
course.
I don't want to give up my life for this, but we knew she'd be the one who would be end up sacrificing herself.
Right. But it was a good pairing, and it was a good different problem to have. Like they just like fighting together were seamless. It's like they've been fighting together forever. They just worked so well, and they read each other's plans. But then, like I said, they got tripped up at something totally different, which was like trust of how far that they were willing to go. And in the end, I was like, I don't know. I really don't know what choice she's going to make. But, in the end, she did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so good because it was so different. It was such a different problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the professionals of the group. They're the ones that really are and they're not just random criminals. They're trained in this. Right. That's what they do. Right. So they really, I do like that they, like you say, they understand each other's abilities. Yep. And
people are saying that, if she had to die, then at least they had to take her top off before she died. So people are saying it. They're saying
I love how you're saying that, and I was like, her sister that she left behind. Oh. You're like, I got the boobies. No, I got the boobies
out there. People are just, lots of people are saying it. People are saying it.
It doesn't matter if there's no nipples.
Mm. Yeah,
no,
it doesn't
matter.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know what petition I have to sign. I mean, we're gonna fix this problem, guys.
I think, the Japanese Office of Cultural Decency,
right?
Not cultural decency. The
Japanese content and censorship, content and something.
I'm sure there's content.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So.
I don't know. Cultural decency sounded like it could be a thing.
Yeah.
You sounded convinced, like, cool. This is it.
I couldn't remember if she lived or died in this scene here.
She died. For sure she died.
And
because Gabimaru's like, catch up with me, and she's like, oh yeah, go without me. I just need to rest for a minute. And then she's like, oh, this is like way deeper.
Yeah.
And oops, because she so that's that's
so
the second we'll get to one second. I just want to say, the second she said, I'm gonna catch up with you, I was like, oh girl, like she got cut real bad. I think we all saw that coming when she's like, I just need like a minute, go catch up.
Like she's using I think she's using her like saliva whip to like keep it bound,
hold
closed.
it together. I don't even think Gabimaru really believed her that like she was going to catch up. I think he knew and was just trying to be like, I believe it totally. Yeah,
right.
But yes, Phil, you are going to need to keep watching.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I was going to. I literally have like 10 minutes left.
I know. I'm just saying, like, there's one more moment to.
Okay.
We could have just been a little more late, Phil. I would have been okay. You could have come in a little later. I would have excused you.
I'll just put some comments on our
YouTube video.
The YouTube video.
Perf.
People want to know what I have to say anyway, so that'll probably get you some more views.
Well, did they show the maybe they, let's see, did they show, I can't remember now if this was after what you have left yet or before. Did they show the mugshot, Andrea, yet? Or Phil, did you see the mugshot? No, okay.
Nope.
Wasn't that funny?
Yeah. Yes.
Funny mugshot.
So I mean, this isn't going to give anything away, but like the new Asaemon Shugen and his crew who are like rounding everybody up, and they're like, "Hey, y'all are bad, and we're here to kill y'all."
Yep.
They bring a mugshot of Yuzuriha, and it is not great.
Oh no.
I mean, it vaguely gives an impression of what she looks like.
Okay. That's funny. Okay. Well, yeah, no, I think I'm like right in the middle of that like battle where they're like, yeah, just kill everyone because they all dared to like anytime they bring up the shogunate now, I'm like, who cares about the shogunate? You guys are like involved in who cares about the elixir of life? Stop these guys from coming and murdering everyone on the Japanese mainland. A little bit. I mean, it's just like the stupid shogunate can go to sticking it in his ear.
Right? Yeah, I think everybody needs to have that like fever dream vision that Sagiri had. That Guifa, I think, is his name. I couldn't remember the guy who reads and doesn't do anything.
I thought that was a woman, but sure, yeah. I mean,
or the girl, yeah. Sorry, I mean, it's a Tenzen, so both.
Right.
But yeah, whatever she gets shown, I was just like, this is horrifying,
deeply disturbing,
awful,
deeply.
Yeah. it was horrible and awful and insane. And I was just like, everybody needs to see this so we can understand some actual stakes here, people, not just like,
would not recommend.
Gabimaru is taking the fear out of the shogunate, and we need to reclaim the fear. Nope.
Yeah, they don't know, I guess, but it's like,
yeah, no, I know. It's just like I need everybody to be on this like playing field now, people.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Just a funny moment. They were kind of asking what they did to the one brother, while
Chobei.
Yeah, Chobei. And Toma's reaction to that, just like frozen him in a show that's pretty serious, and was just like decide to cut him out and freeze him. Like, just held that for a while. Like, he's just checked out. Did
like Bojujitsu and
and like dismemberment.
Little light sex and torture play, no big. And Toma's just like,
there's a little bit of humor here and there. There was like a part 2 where the Shion's trying to explain, like, he was like saying like I'll protect till the light goes in my eyes, and she's like, your eyes change color. He's like, it's a idiom. She's like, is that like a Tao thing? He's just like, no, it's never mind. It's like, so there's like some little funny misunderstanding stuff, but overall, I would say it's not necessarily, it's a pretty serious show, but
Shion had a good like dad joke.
Yeah.
When Nurugai was like, oh, I have really good low light vision. He's like, low light vision?
Yeah.
Like, I crack me up. I'm so funny.
Yeah.
It was so cute. Or like when they're all arguing over Gantetsutsai's eye patch and like the angle, the diagonal. I was like, did you put a button over his eye? Like, what is this disc thing that you've tied on with like thread?
It's a sword. It's a
I know.
Oh, sure. I forget what it's called, but it's like the part. It's like a part of a sword, a samurai sword.
Yeah, but it looked like a sewing button with like sewing thread wrapped around his head.
Yes, it definitely looks that way. Yeah, and I think
so. I was just cracking up at that.
And it keeps changing. I think it's changing with his facial expressions. If he's like when he's just talking, it's like horizontal. When he's mad, it goes vertical to show like with his eyes. It just looks like a weird eye.
Yes, it's funny.
It is funny. Yeah. When he pulled his eye out, I was just like, nah, no one would ever do that. I'm sorry. No.
Pretty badass moment. Yes.
Yeah. That's it. That's anime for you, though. Like, no one would do that in real life. Come on.
And just be like super casual about it. Like, I'm fine. I've already got a hook hand. What's a button eye?
That humans could like overcome their self-preservation wiring to do that to themselves.
I don't know. Things get pretty desperate. I mean,
like that guy who almost cut off his arm trying to escape from a boulder from that movie 127 hours or whatever.
Exactly.
That's based on a true story. The guy almost like cuts before he gets rescued. He almost successfully cuts his own arm off with a Swiss Army knife. I'm not sure I could do that. Like, I get people get desperate and then they get like they're like delirious and they just do what they got to do to try to survive. But
let's hope we never have to find out, Phil.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Let's hope we never have to find out.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I think maybe the difference here is why it feels a little more unbelievable to me is that he's not in like immediate danger. We don't feel like it was actually necessary. We're like, you could have just closed your eyes. Like the solution seems, do you know what I mean?
Just close your eyes.
Like the solution seems so obvious and right there. And he isn't being immediately threatened. It isn't like this or death is happening right now. Right. Like technically they were still like apart from each other. Yeah. You know, they were fighting, but it wasn't like you didn't get the sense that he was about to immediately die. So I think that's why it's a little bit harder to believe if it was just like, okay, you know.
John's like, no, I agree. I think he should have took his own eye out.
How far?
I would do that.
How far do you let it go? You know, because the writing's
I know.
on
I'm
the
just
wall,
saying. I feel like as an audience member, I didn't feel it was there yet. I didn't feel like I felt like it was a dangerous situation, but I still feel like there were some other options we could have tried before,
I will
gouging
I will
your own
never
eye
be
out.
there. I mean, in a fight, for the record, to where I'm gonna pull my own eye out with a hook hand. It's not gonna happen.
Oof, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that's the other part of it. He doesn't just try to take it
No.
out. He just hooks it out.
mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, is Gabimaru then in a desperate enough situation to give himself over to,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
plant?
That cut
Yeah,
was
I
straight
think
down
so.
into his heart.
Yeah, that dude
I'm-
was dead if he didn't do that.
Yeah, I truly feel like he was about to die.
Oh,
See, but
was
his thing, he had
100%
that. See, now if our pirate had waited that long to where he's at this giant gash in him, carving out an eye is not going to save him. It's too late at that point.
Yeah, maybe.
So he's the guy
Maybe.
thinking ahead. He's got to.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah, maybe I'm too reactionary and not visionary enough. Nah, eye pun.
I just feel like he's pretty seasoned. He understands quickly what he's up against. We even see that, and Phil hasn't gotten there yet, but it won't matter. He encounters someone at the end, and he gets chills. He gets shivers. He understands just from sizing him up and looking at him, the threat that's in front of him. So. I think, he knows what's going on.
I felt like that was a really believable moment, and I also felt like, honestly, when he cut off his own hand when he got infected that first time, and he was
exactly
just
those instincts.
Can't let this spread. His instincts are good.
Yes,
but
true.
that just felt a little more of the moment, whereas gouging your own eye out was we couldn't have at least tried one other thing, tying a blindfold around yourself, just one time, one time.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I think it's it's keeping with the show. It's just there's lots of stuff that happens in anime where I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's fun. It's what makes it fun. But
I also don't want him to keep losing body parts, though.
Huh?
I also don't want him to keep losing body parts. I really like him, and I don't want him to I don't want this to be a reverse Tenzin thing where somebody just slowly cuts off a piece of him until he dies. Right. I like him. He's my favorite character, so I need him around.
I still think he's an extra from. He seems like he's an extra from One Piece, but I do like him a lot.
Interesting.
Yeah, even more so now that he's got the eye patch.
Yeah, the hook and the eye patch. They're turning him into a pirate as we in real time.
Yeah.
Nice.
Peg leg soon and a parrot.
We got a fair bit of kind of flashbacks.
You can talk about that very end if you want. It's not the end of the world.
We got a little bit of Gabimaru looking back, moments with his wife, and about how she continued to accept him no matter what. And he's like, am I changing? Am I being changed by simply being married? And so we got a little more there. We of course got Shion and how his relationship with Tenza began, and then the sort of flashbacks to just that moment that he was lost. And that's, so again, the whole kind of conclusion of that storyline. That was nice. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I thought well-paced, interstitched memories,
Yes.
They didn't slow down the pace of things or, bring things to a halt, but they gave us made us feel motivated and emotional in some way, and they gave the proper motivation and clarity to the characters that we're experiencing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. So, looking at your notes a little bit here.
I want to speak a little bit about Gabimaru's flashbacks, even the ones that were related to him and not necessarily his. For his directly, I thought it was really interesting that he was kind of questioning himself about, is marriage changing me? Am I softening? And then obviously the whole clan was like, you definitely are. We hate it.
Yeah.
And I just
Zach,
sat
we're
there
gonna
watching.
have
I was
the
like,
new
why do you
Guillermo del
care?
Toro.
Yeah, I was like, why do you care?
Yeah.
He had such a good point. He was like, I'm still doing the thing I'm supposed to do. Like, who cares if I kill every single person I look at?
Right.
If I do the job, like, what does it matter? So yeah, so it's just interesting that it was such like a petty, like, he's losing our fear. I don't know. Maybe that's like the whole, point of them. So they're like, what happens if
Right.
people don't fear us? They'll just come kill us all. But, obviously to like somebody who's not in that way of life, it was just like, God, that's so petty and sad.
Yeah. I guess if you're a part of a for hire assassin criminal, like central crime family, maybe they really are like, no, we all have to be cold-blooded killers at all times. Like, there's no room for empathy or love or
sure. But like, I don't know. I just watching that, it didn't feel like Gabimaru was like, oh, I'm like staying my sword because like, oh, like you sad people, like I really feel for you. He was still like ice cold. He was just like, I don't have to go extra. I don't have to go above and beyond. There's no extra credit for killing. It's just like steal this thing is my job.
Yeah.
So yeah. But then I thought it was interesting. We got obviously the new clan members that are coming over with the express purpose to kill him. We got a little bit of insight into their motivations as well, like some catch up time between when Gabimaru left and when they've now arrived at the island. We got our main new girl who finally unmasked and revealed herself and revealed that she had some prior relationship with Gabimaru.
She's like, in love with him, maybe.
That's what I wrote down. I was like, so there's a relationship. Love him, hate him, kind of both. And like, are you jealous he got married? What is it? So we got some tantalizing hints of a backstory and more to be explored there.
Yeah.
And then we also got to see her fight and her like Nimpo ascetic blaze, which was insane.
Okay. I didn't see that yet, so that'll be she's look forward to.
Sorry, spoilers.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine.
Show off the same skill, and it is
cool.
It is awesome.
Sweet.
So so I think there's some fun setup being had in this last episode.
Okay, this is the end of the series. Then clearly, it sounds like it's
correct.
I mean, it would be a horrible cliffhanger to end here. I would be really pissed.
I almost wondered because I could see a world where they were like the main Tenzin dude gets killed and stopped and prevented from going, and then they I don't know. I mean, I could see it. It could be like a 2-season, like real, just keep it real tight, like storyline.
Yeah.
Well, I will spoil, non-spoil right here. Rian does not die in this episode.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that.
Nor do all the humans get turned into Tao, I'm assuming.
No. But, we're definitely still all on the island. All action is still here in this, kind of melee that's been happening.
By the sluice gate?
Yes, by the sluice. Yes. Yes.
How's that pronounced? English?
Sluice.
Sluice. Not sluice.
Yeah.
Louis.
I think one more season. I mean, obviously, one more season max is what it'll be. I could see it even being a short season, depending, how they decide to pace it out. But I think it's a good spot to end this.
You were.
Oh, okay. You're still frozen. I'm not going to do all of a sudden again.
Yeah, you were frozen. Unfortunately for us, I think.
Oh, shoot. So it's just sluice.
It's S-Lu-Ice.
Sluice, right? It's sluice.
Sluice, yes. Just run it together. You do not.
Crap. Okay.
You do not hit the I. Don't accent it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, good stuff. I have been enjoying it. I'll watch the last little bit here in a little while. I'll comment. I'll put a really long No, I'm not going to actually.
Well, you can see even where you're at. You can see where it's headed. Where this makes sense. Where, we've had our convicts and Isamon combating the Tenzin. They had to figure out the whole system and what's going on. They're like, their mission became a mission of survival, and everybody's kind of learn more about one another and each other's motivations, and like you put aside a lot of other things just to like make it out. And it's not just for most people a solely selfish endeavor, like I just must survive. There's like everybody has someone they care about or something they want to return to or whatever, and
except for the new people.
Yeah.
Well, but see, that's the thing. So now you set up that they've dealt with most of the Tenzin. They've gone through all that work. Now they're battered and bruised, and they have for some of them, supposed allies arriving that should be, how do you explain this to them? How do you explain standing shoulder to shoulder with someone that your shogunate has decreed, must die, is completely expendable. What do you say to that? And so we have a new confrontations setting up against a generally fresh new batch of recruits, and then a battered and beaten hodgepodge of others.
I liked so one explanation I was thinking about that the show, kind of threw away with one line, but I think is actually pretty key. Fuchi, the shorter guy with blonde hair, the Asaimon, who's not good with Tao. He says it at one point, they're just like, oh, every person for themselves. Once we get the, elixir, we're out of here. And Fuchi's like, you can't. Like, the boat we have to take needs at least 5 people. And it's such just like a practical short line, but it's like, so even if you split up like criminals and Asaimon who were there, like you don't have enough people. You can't just like, so there is like a very, one solid practical reason to be working together.
Sure.
And now, that like the other Asaimon have arrived at the island, it's like, well, you don't need that excuse anymore. So now they are going to have to like move beyond, if I want to save them, I can't just say it's practical and we need them to get off the island. So that sets up like a new conflict that way.
Sure. I mean, that's just really actually like bad leadership. But by that guy on the screen there, like just to be like,
oh, Shugen,
we're gonna come in, guns blazing, ask no questions, just scorched earth. It's just like, that's a terrible plan. You don't want to know what's happening there. You don't want to spend any time at all trying to reconnaissance with like your other Asaimon and like find out why they're partnering with the criminals and what's been going on there. That's just dumb. Like, who put that guy in charge? Is this what a shogunate's like, where they just promote people because they're from a good family or because they serve the shogunate? They're not like promoting based on merit. I mean, clearly he's good with the sword, but he's not a critical thinker. He's running off of vengeance.
I mean,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, I think his cruelty is like the defining star feature, for the shogunate. I mean, his whole backstory is, he does go scorched earth. He's like the noble version of what they want Gabimaru to also be. And they're really pissed that he isn't when he gets married, that he starts like pulling back and not killing everybody. It's like, no, we actually kind of like that. That's good.
That's fine though, but you can be like 100% just like, I don't care if I have to kill everyone to resolve this.
Yeah.
But it might be that talking to some of these people might help you do that, even if you end up killing everyone. Hypothetically, it's still dumb to not gather information.
I agree. I don't think like the shogunate has also like what we know generally has also been like critical thinking is like the valued skill here.
No, true.
Especially not by like subordinates.
In this show, is the Shogun like dying? Is this that show or is that a different show?
I don't think they've said anything about that in this show.
Oh, okay. That's a different show maybe, where the Shogun was like this ailing old man and it was like being run by. Okay. Must be a different show. There's so many shows.
Yeah.
I get them all mixed up. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, not Hell's Paradise. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you, Phil. I just want to say that, like, I
Sure.
also was like, why are you doing this? You don't want to know anything about what's happening. You just want to
Right.
like come in and make judgments and just, you know,
Yeah.
like impose this totally black and white
Right.
judgment on a situation that you have no idea what's going on.
It's not
I
even
also was
actually-
irritated.
Right. It's
But-
not even actually possible to make a judgment about what's going on with no information. Like that's just
Exactly.
being like, I just have this divine right, and any decision I make is the right decision. I have been ordained to
Right.
have be infallible with my decision making. Like, so, I mean,
Well,
if that's how he feels,
the-
and that's the power the Shogun gave him, then I guess by all means, you're doing the right thing, sir. But
I mean, you see the Isamon go into this with a very black and white sort of mindset. And that's the interesting thing with the people that are on island that are then forced into different circumstances that they start reconsidering their black and white notions.
Sure.
You know, and like,
Yeah.
so they're coming into this where the others probably started. And then they see, well, look, we have my best buddy's been murdered. And so then it's blood rage. And so it just reinforces what's known already. Like, they gave all these criminals on here and they deserve to die. We're here now to take care of business. We're going to get the elixir. We don't need these guys to begin with. A lot of them, you know, didn't think they needed this riff-raff anyways. And so they're just to be disposed of. And so they have no...
But they were saying they were going to kill all the Asaimon who like were traitors though too. So they're basically saying they're going to come kill everyone. Without even finding out
I mean,
they're
it's
actually
that loyalty and, you know, structure of order and everything that would be very, I think, realistic of people in these positions of the time and in Japan and everything.
They wouldn't spend any time finding out if the people, the other Asaimon who had been there were actually traitors or not. You don't think that's-
I mean, you're giving a lot of credits to, you know, like there's all different kinds of leaders, and some of them are going to be very, you know, again, black and white or brute force, and others are going to be thoughtful. And we see this with like the number 2 rank Asaimon that sort of sits to the side always, doesn't want to get involved, and like he has done basically nothing to this point. You know, the shinobi here calls him the wise Asaimon or wise samurai or whatever. Like he's clever, or maybe the clever is the term, whatever. You know, it's like he watches and observes and is thoughtful about things, whereas others are maybe a little more, a little more blunt instruments for the shogunate.
I think what's hard about Shugen is, you know, I thought you made a great point, John, that obviously we're kind of losing the original part of Hell's Paradise where the Asaimon come in and they are very black and white. Like Saidi is very like, you put a toe on a line, I'm gonna kill you. They say it all the time. And then now over like this course of events, they've changed their tune. But I felt like that started happening early on when they were confronted with this island of horrors and they saw all this messed up stuff and they were like, rules can change because I don't know what, you know, this is like the rest of this, like the Doshi, the Tenzin, they seem crazier to deal with than these criminals. And Shugen doesn't think that. Like, he's now had exposure to this island. You know, he's just sort of like, everything here is to be dominated. I don't care how weird it is. I'm just going to like brush right past the weird aspect of it and not critically think about it and just keep the black and whiteness of criminals are bad. You know, I don't care if the Asaimon had to maybe pair with them to survive all this craziness. Orders are orders. And so that's like the difficult part is like, you wouldn't look at all of this in context and be like, there are monsters. Maybe stuff had to happen. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
I think that comes from his like strength. You know, that he's
like he just deals with it. Like he doesn't have to partner with anybody. So but it is hard as a viewer to be like, really?
Yeah.
You know, this island is crazy. This island is nuts.
I mean, he's like riding one of those big, he's like controlling and riding in the hands of one of those big things, and he's just like so like rigidly like just steadfastly following his orders that he's like, I'm not even gonna process that I'm riding on a giant. Like,
yes,
like
exactly.
no one's that like, no one would be like, oh yeah, cool, like I'm that giant over there, that guy has a cabbage for a head, that guy is a tree man, got it, I'm taking it all in, not weird at all, let's destroy everything. Like, come on.
But that's going to be this. It would be potentially the strength of a military leader or something. To be able to come in and say, well, like here's our situation. Like, it doesn't behoove me to freak out about it. I'm not going to lose my shit or be like, how is this possible? Like standard civilian, whatever. Like if you're here, for a job, you're like, this is just the reality I'm faced with now. This is what's in front of me, and these things aren't a threat to him. When we first got him, it's like, it's the same thing. Like they're hit with a little spore, like learning what this was. And it's like, oh my God, that's going to spread and kill me. And it's like, meanwhile, they start encountering the Tenzin that are real threats, and they're just, I don't know, it is a different situation, different circumstances they find each other in, and he's just super OP, it seems, which I was always a little surprised. I think when you think about it, it makes sense, but I remember going through it originally like, man, the first team here, they sure had a lot of trouble, a lot of discovery, a lot of like learning and processing, and then these new guys just fly in. But it seems to me that some of the best have already been using Tao without the understanding of it, and so that's what makes them so powerful. That they can just skip ahead in line here, and you don't have to worry about the small fry.
Yeah.
And then there's such a different rank too in the shinobi as well. Like how they just, it's just the acceptance of, there's talk about something that shows the devotion, the black and whiteness, the like go by orders that they overtake by sheer numbers. They just throw themselves at an enemy, and eventually they just overcome them because enough of them were killed along the way, and the last one finally gets the death blow. Except for, we see the leader of them here now, which was not the leader to begin with. Might we remember? Like they just to show devotion, the first person just killed themselves or whatever, and then this person. You think that was a fake to begin with?
Yeah, I do. I think that was a decoy.
Okay.
I think this was going to be the leader all along, and they were just like, I mean, I don't think that there's much of that, but I think that there was enough to be clear that like she's the leader.
Sure.
And that was a decoy.
Makes sense. Yeah, could be that. Because you see the power here versus like kind of the masses that again is just head by sheer numbers have to overwhelm.
Sure.
Right.
Well, and the Grandmaster guy told her, "You're going to be the new Gabimaru or whatever, or go kill Gabimaru. You'll be the new Gabimaru."
Right.
Yep.
So,
which brings me back to my like love him, hate him, a little bit of both, kind of.
Bit of both.
Yeah, maybe like grew up idolizing him, and maybe a little love, and maybe a little like jealousy of marriage, but also like, oh, marriage softened you. Like you aren't who I thought you were. I held you up on this pedestal, and now you're like all soft. So I mean, very, very kind of classic motivations potentially, but interesting to dig into.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, we have anything else to say? I just have to say I'm really excited that Shion got his awesome episode. I liked it.
Yeah.
He did a good job.
That was cool.
And like, what a difficult challenge it is, where everybody else is like, we can't defeat these guys, no way, because we don't have the appropriate element, weakness to strength kind of thing. And he's like, I have no other way forward here. F that.
Yep.
We just have to brute force,
Right.
Doing it.
Sheer exhaustion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
thought that was all cool. And
agreed.
I do. Before we head out, I want to mention. I mean, we kind of alluded to it earlier, but like, Gabimaru getting to the point of like, I'm going to die, and then using that spore to become another like Chobe, basically.
Mhm.
They're, they've mastered the Tao, and they're like Tenzin like. I really love that whole plot point because, before that he really felt like pretty invincible. And so to see him be like, nope,
Yeah.
I need the thing, I need to do it, I need to make the
Right.
sacrifice, that was like one, like a kind of a little bit of piercing of that invincibility. And then, later on when he feels it like really accelerating, trying to take him over, when he thinks he's had the balance mastered and he's like, oh, I have the best of everything. And to see that just like fell him mid-run, I loved that again. I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be like a major complication that he just doesn't have it figured out. So I was really excited about all of that. Like I like that plot point. I like the complication it has for his sense of self, which is already kind of in doubt. His mastery of Tao and his ability to control all of that. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it's good. The power leveling in this show is pretty good. Like it's no one's like becoming super OP and without consequence. You're right.
Yeah.
It's always like there is always a balance there, and so someone can have. Yeah, I think that's well done and important for a show like this, where this kind of keeps everybody an interesting player. Everybody has their strengths. Everybody has their weaknesses. They gain more strength, but it comes at a cost. Like Pirate is stronger and he can face these guys, but he lost an eye. It's always doing these kind of things. So I think that's that's good.
Good point.
Phil, any last words on season 2 of Hell's Paradise?
No, I think I've already said it. I really enjoy it. It's a really unique show. It's really weird in a great way. It's like I like shows that portray characters in like a really alien way. That's always really fun, and this show definitely does that. Kind of like, it's like kind of taking the premise, like, what would a flower monster be like, and let's do that. And then like, it's just kind of a super cool premise. So I think if people like samurai ninja stuff, and then they also like eldritch god flower monsters,
terrors,
then this is like right up your alley. But no, I think overall it's really good, great, well directed, well animated, really well done. So
okay,
Mappa, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Yep. Good production value. And I actually found myself noticing some of like the music in these last couple of episodes. I actually really liked that.
For sure.
Thought there was some good scoring to some of these big battles and softer emotional moments. So
nice.
Yeah, good production.
Yep.
Very nice. Okay, well, that's Hell's Paradise season 2. Thanks everybody for being here. Again, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and all the applicable places, podcast directories, YouTube, whatever. Everything on the podcast directories and Rumble and X, and that's all under Popcast on the Rocks. So Popcast on the Rocks, that's what you can search for. If you live on YouTube, things are separated as Popcast on the Rocks and this show, Ohio Anime. So you can take your pick there. If you're just an anime fan, you could subscribe to our Ohio Anime YouTube. And on YouTube, you can subscribe to Popcast on the Rocks for the rest of it. So that's how we make things work here. We have to do a better job of getting the word out. Andrea and I were at a reunion the other day, and nobody there knows about the podcast. So, not that a lot of them would be particularly interested, but yeah.
You were at what the other day?
A class reunion.
A class reunion. Oh.
Yeah.
So Andrea went with her husband to your class reunion out in your hometown, John?
Yes.
Yeah, well, because they went to school together. John and I went together.
I know. How'd that go? That was in something. I'll have to hear about that at some other time offline.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we did get some like incredulous, like, so you two have a podcast together, not like John and Chris have a podcast together. It's the two of you. And I was like, yes.
Correct. It's been a lot of years since high school. Some of us have actually like developed friendships with our spouses, old friends.
Separate from our spouse.
Right, correct. It's a very foreign concept, but
so
it's been like 25 years.
It was fun and
it was a good time.
Podcast. Let everybody know about it. We're let people know about other people's content at the end here. We always talk about. I know Phil's upset about it, but Mike Bryant Racing, Yes,
I literally predicted you were going to do that in my brain. I was like, he's going to just
throw his hat.
Yeah.
No, so we love Mike. I'm glad he's doing well. Follow his channel, but he should come out of the pod.
Yep.
Well, the frustration is only because we miss him.
Right.
Yep.
It's out of love.
Yes.
Hopefully we can get him to watch I don't know, Cyberpunk. And maybe he's watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners, watched the second season of that.
Yeah.
But give him a follow if you like racing stuff. Killing the Flower, they wrote a theme song for the main show Popcast on the Rock, so you can check them out on music streaming services. Peter J. Gilbertson, he has books on Amazon.com. I've read all of them, I think, that he has on Amazon, and I've enjoyed all of them, so you should check them out. And then Chief's Bourbon Cabinet on YouTube and Instagram. If you want bourbon recommendations, you can check that out. We also, for the main show, Andrea, we had to talk about it sometime, I suppose. Like I'd known about this, but one of our friends invested in a film, an independent film, and it's kind of a fun horror type movie called It. And so we'll to watch that sometime down the road here. Speaking of the other show, we will be covering House of the Dragon. We're in season 3 of that, and as right now, episode 2 is premiering, or maybe it's wrapped up by now, I suppose. But I'm gonna have to try to stay off the internet kind of for a little bit until I get that watched. But hopefully we can talk about that on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And then I think it's Wednesday, X-Men 97 season 2 begins, which I think premieres with 3 episodes. So you get a flurry of awesome X-Men hopefully awesome X-Men to.
Yeah, nobody talked to me on Wednesday.
I mean, it's the U.S. men's national game against Bosnia, so that's what.
So seriously, nobody talked to me on Wednesday. I'm gonna have a lot to get through.
You're definitely busy between 7 and 9. That's for sure.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I know what's more important, but whatever. It's there is, by the way, if you've not seen, there is a meal, kind of like, I don't know, like a Happy Meal at Dave's Hot Chicken for X-Men 97 season 2. So
at Dave's Hot Chicken.
Yes.
Okay.
So I believe it's Dave's Hot. I don't think it's just Dave's Chicken. I'm pretty sure it's Dave's Hot Chicken. They're getting to be a bigger thing. There's more of them around.
Okay.
There is one around available near you guys and stuff. And
there is, like in Stillwater.
You can go and there's like 4 different toys. It's called the X Meal, whatever. So this is my little PSA to get out there and get that if you are interested.
All right.
I don't think I'll make it, unfortunately, but maybe. You never know. So, yeah.
Sounds
I've
cool.
never heard of Dave's Hot Chicken before, but all right.
We were gonna have one real close to us coming, and for whatever reason that fell through. So, bummer.
Sad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyways, that's what you have to look forward to from us. We also, Andrea and I, then we're gonna, we're gonna finish opening this box of GoldenEye trading cards.
Nice, cool.
Gonna do that. We'll see sooner rather than later, maybe. And then,
have you got Pussy Galore?
This is only from GoldenEye.
This is GoldenEye.
Oh,
yep. So
I mean, gold figure, GoldenEye. I get it. Gold body parts.
right.
Yeah. And then we have this Batman Forever box of trading cards as well.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
That's what I'm really excited for. I mean, not that I'm not excited to finish up GoldenEye, but I'm really excited for Batman Forever.
Yeah, we gotta finish up GoldenEye and see if we can get any more cards that complete these
yes,
kind of puzzle collage pieces, whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
very cool.
Yep. Okay. Well, that'll do it from us. Thank you both for being here. It's been a little while, so I appreciate you stopping on back and having this discussion, and we'll have to figure out what we want to talk about next. Maybe Free-Rin season 2. I'm continuing along with that, and probably wrap it up pretty soon because you said it was short. So yeah, maybe think about that.
Sweet. Sounds great.
Love it.
All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.